We waiting on anyone?
Hey,
Hey, you guys on a different channel?
Yeah. Channel 2. Channel 2. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Carmine is going to be primary. Carmine, I want you designating who is secondary and tertiary. All right? And then when I say go, we're going to treat this like a fucking felony stop. I don't know what dumb shit you guys call it now. What is it now? Like a high value pursuit?
High risk, yeah.
Yeah. We'll do a high risk stop on this vehicle. It's going to turn into a chase. We'll run a chase for 2 minutes, right? And then we'll stop and then we'll run it back.
Okay.
M4, I'm gonna designate Chaos secondary, Frost tertiary, and D parallel.
There's 5 units in total.
Calling parallel as well.
Okay. Go ahead, Carmine, on your go.
Sure, pull over the vehicle! Alright, 252, we're gonna stage for a felony stop as soon as he pulls over. I want you cars
Start
to
the
fan
chase.
out onto...
Go ahead and start the chase. It's fine.
Come on, who was tertiary? I was parallel, right?
Your parallel tertiary is... Frost.
Oh, it doesn't matter now. I'm fucking running.
Black 4-door Buffalo comes to southbound opposite lanes of Lowenstein, fleeing from a traffic stop. Left eastbound McDonald. Right through an alleyway. I'm going around on your left. Oh, with Jamestown South. Call it, Carmine. Exiting left
On
eastbound.
South Carson. Left
North.
East Jamestown.
244 secondary. North on Jamestown. Approaching Innocence. Left westbound Innocence to Lowenstein. Left into the alleyway again. I'll take it. Here's the chip shot.
Primary
Take it
crash
south.
out intentionally.
50, he's still saying southbound.
Tertiary has visual on a vehicle continuing eastbound Carson Ave. Slowing left, correction, U-turn, going to be continuing northbound into the canals, onto the train tracks here. Vehicle has slight 50. U-turn going to be westbound onto the train tracks.
Good Carson.
Retake it, I'm BCB.
Visual, it's continuing northbound into the Carson train tracks. Going to be exiting.
Just real quick
Exiting
pro
now.
tip. If you're like the 4th unit or the 5th unit, it is as parallel. It's not a bad thing to like stay back 2 or 3 blocks in the event of a U-turn. Continue, comms.
Vehicles eastbound McDonald. Going back through the same alleyway southbound. Gonna go around to your left.
Continuing south. Sending it straight through Carson. Continuing south in an alleyway. Going to be exiting on Dutch London. Stand by for direction. Left, south, on east on Dutch London U-turn. Going back into the same alleyway northbound. Heading towards Carson. Cutting straight through. Continuing north. In a parking lot on McDonald Street. Exiting the parking lot, going back south into the same alleyway. They got a lot of distance on me. They're continuing it down all the way down to Dutch London, VCB.
All right, let's switch up primary. Who? Someone call it out. Who wants to be primary next?
244 can take it.
All right, 244. I heard you primary earlier. Someone else?
Take it if you'd like, sir, 606.
All right, Frost, come on. Frost, I want you to get on my ass. All right, and I'll...
606 is going to be performing a 1038 on a black and color 4-door Buffalo. I'm going to have Carmine as secondary on this, and D is
Big
tertiary.
new folks. Carmine was already primary.
Then Chaos, I'd like you as secondary. D, I'd like you as tertiary. And any other units on scene, please power up, okay?
Let's have TJ go secondary. I was secondary last time.
10-4.
All right.
I'll parallel along with Carmine.
Let's have one unit who's parallel. Probably you should be like 2 blocks ahead of me, right?
I was waiting for it to start. Since
Easy.
they're on a traffic stop.
Remember, you always want to be thinking when you're parallel. Parallel is the most difficult position to play in a chase. It is also where the most experienced patrol officers will excel. Prediction, prediction, prediction. You keep the other officers in the chase. All right.
10-4.
Vehicle's going to be taking off. We're continuing northbound on Roy Lowstein. Correction, right through the alleyways east onto Roy Lowstein.
Ooh, someone fucked up already.
Sending it north. Full sending it north through the alleyways, parallel to Roy Lowstein. Oh, sorry sir, my brakes are not as good as yours. Vehicle has U-turned south through the same alleyway.
Remember what I said? We go through alleyways. One goes through. There is no secondary going through the tight alleyway. Secondary should immediately be wrapping around. I'm trying to predict where it goes.
A primary take comes. I'm going to parallel Roy Lowstein here.
Continuing southbound the Carson alleyways. Coming out now, right, west, looping around northbound Roy Lowenstein. Continuing northbound Roy Lowenstein. Used to be.
Continuing north. He's slowing, approaching Little Bighorn. Just take it when you can, get up here. Alleyway to the right, eastbound, right, southbound in the same alleyway. Back towards Innocence.
All right, I'm going to start
Left
making
out
this
of it
spicy,
east,
all right?
Now left northbound Jamestown. I 50'd with an invisible fence. Still northbound.
Back
601 taking over comms. We're headed west, Innocence Boulevard. Left, southbound Strawberry. Continuing southbound Strawberry, passing Mega Mall.
One of the things we need to bring up
Carson.
as parallel too is that they could also direct the
Continuing eastbound Carson.
like basically like not use their vehicle as a block, but you know, I mean, try to
Continuing eastbound Carson, passing the body on our right
Try
side.
not to go fast, but
We're now headed left, eastbound El Rancho Boulevard.
it's taking a while for everyone to catch up.
Left, northbound Popular. Left, on Innocence.
Now, given that we are on open roadways, we need that secondary and tertiary. As primary, feel free to let folks know that. Communicate to parallel units. You're needing second and tertiary.
Secondary is going to be taking here. Vehicles left, southbound Davis Ave.
All right, beautiful.
Continuing southbound Davis Ave. Passing over Carson. Correction, left, eastbound Carson Avenue. Correct lanes of travel. Vehicles over Bro. Eastbound Carson Avenue. Primary has 50'd. Vehicle was last seen heading north through the alleyways parallel to Roy Lowstein.
North Roy Lowenstein.
Vehicle has been spotted. I have visual McDonald Street. Vehicle is U-turning back through the alleyways west parallel to Roy Lowstein. Vehicle's traveling very slowly here. Going to be taking a right westbound Carson Ave. Continuing westbound Carson Ave. Correction, Roy Lowstein. Vehicle is still sending it Carson Ave. Correct lanes of travel. Traveling around 50 miles per hour here. Vehicle sending it past the old taco restaurant. South. Strawberry Ave. Vehicle is taking a left eastbound Grove Street.
I've been trained elsewhere
Vehicles
without any lefts and rights, and holy fuck,
Going to be going
it
through
is
the alleyway
so good.
parallel to Grove Street.
I
here.
would never want you get like probably shouldn't do that.
Vehicles heading eastbound
here, but
Covenant.
like they don't say left or right.
Continuing
Yeah, it's
eastbound,
actually
back
cracked.
into the alleyways parallel to Roy Lowstein. Going
Because
to be heading
it's implied,
northbound.
right? It forces
Vehicles
cardinal
continuing
understanding,
north through the alleyways parallel to Roy Lowstein.
and it saves so much radio clutter. But
Vehicle has entered the third alleyway.
I just remember because I keep forgetting to do
Losteen.
left, right.
Left, west, correction, continuing north, Royal Osteen.
Yeah, it makes people better with cardinal directions as well.
Vehicles heading off-road northbound into the correction, U-turning, going to be heading back onto Royal Osteen here.
All right, let's
Slight 50.
let's link up at yellow building off of Jamestown.
44 is back after head pop.
You're good. All right. All right, fantastic. All right, so everyone kind of get like the general gist of this. Now that didn't go perfectly, but I don't also want to hold you guys for eternity on this. The key here is that we're thinking ahead, right? Always thinking ahead. What is it that we need to communicate to our other officers in their positions to ensure their greatest success? As parallel, what do I need to do to make sure that if first and secondary spin out, get in a block, whatever it may be, where can I position myself to ensure that the chase continues?
Check.
10-2.
The other thing I want to say about parallels as well, like parallel is a lot of times looked at as, I don't think last line of defense is really the right terminology, but essentially you're like a goalkeeper, right? And you have people who are going up, and then your parallel kind of keeps eyes. You are able to kind of direct where chases go as well. You don't want to set your car up so that they ram into you, but you can inconvenience people in a chase so they are forced to go around you or forced to take a direction, right? So if you are coming through, if you are paralleling correctly and you're able to get a chase and they're coming towards you, you could essentially set your car up, which may in turn hinder the driver of the vehicle you were chasing and allow officers to catch up as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Was there any, like, what did you find? What worked well for y'all in this whole exercise? What was difficult, or whatever questions you got? Let's put them all on the table so we can sort of work through it.
What was difficult for me, I think this is like more of a spacing thing, right? So I was following you south through an alleyway. I was still in a great position to continue as primary. Your vehicle could sort of handle the little corner from the most north alleyway into the second alleyway, if that makes sense. You know, there's that little diagonal cut through. And the secondary took over primary, which made us both end up in the alleyway.
Yeah, so...
But I feel that I still had full control over that. So I think spacing is
Spacing is always going to be... So, look, our vehicles are fucking dog shit. I don't know why. The brakes are dog shit. Quite frankly, fuck the mayor. Y'all, I don't know why he's got you all these shit vehicles.
Thank you. Someone finally flipping said it.
Yeah. But they're...
You're on the wrong side of the road, Wayne.
But the concern, you're going to have to manage between how good is your braking speed with the speed that they're going. It's going to be a judgment call, right? If they're in an alleyway, give them enough spacing that if they get blocked up, you know, you can do what you need to do. But the last thing you want to do is ram them in the back unintentionally. Obviously, it sucks when it happens, but keep in mind, even if we do unintentionally ram them, sometimes they will, you know, criminals will take that as a reason to shoot. So not really good advice there other than, you know, try your best. All right.
I would say it doesn't hurt if something unintentional happens to let them know that it wasn't intentional either.
Yep, 1000%. Any questions about like the paralleling there?
Yeah, before we started this last pursuit, you said there should be a unit paralleling like a couple blocks north of the pursuit.
No, judgment call. It's something you want to consider. So in the event of like the traffic stop that was conducted, if I was parallel, I'd be asking myself, okay, well, they are currently conducting this you know, high, what the fuck is it called? Why the fuck do you guys call it? High risk traffic stop. That vehicle is facing northbound on Ray Lowenstein. Me sitting in the back of all this is going to provide
I'll check it out.
zero value. But instead, I'm going to go park up 2 blocks north, because if that vehicle takes off and officers aren't able to get into their vehicles quick enough and they lose them, I can get sight again, right? So positioning yourself 2 blocks north would not be mandatory, but it's one thing I could do as a parallel unit to add benefit to that stop.
Okay.
Does that answer the question, Carmine?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's not that you're expected to, but it's like one line of thinking you can go down, right? I think, all right. Anything else? Any other questions? Things that were good? Any things that you want to see changed? All right, beautiful.
No.
Go ahead. Let's start with him, since you already spoke for us.
So I'm guilty of this too, right? And I guess this just comes with time.
Did you not hear what he said?
Oh, I thought you said you first, Frost.
No.
Let's
we'll start with this guy right here. Sorry, what's your name?
Sorry, I read
Chaos.
that wrong.
Chaos?
I think there's times where the primary, secondary, tertiary may crash out a little bit and a parallel unit slides into primary. And I think sometimes that can jumble up units because everybody's kind of locked into like, I need to be primary in this, I need to be secondary.
Agreed.
Because that's what I was like. People should just, it's okay if somebody takes it for a little bit. If you want to take it back, just communicate that, and you can find a safe time to do so. But
here's my general recommendation. You're 1,000% correct. Sometimes it gets a battle off on who's going to be primary, secondary. I fucking love parallel. I will normally find a reason not to be primary or secondary because I think parallel is extremely more valuable. Now, this is my recommendation for you guys, is that if you are parallel, if you are primary, secondary, tertiary, I would consider them the people that we want to allow to continue being primary, secondary, tertiary. Instead of as a parallel unit, I will only take it if I feel like they definitely need that extra assistance.
Right.
The reason why I take that mentality is because the reality is that even if everyone in this circle is courteous, others in the department may not be as courteous. And so I will be the first one to show courtesy. And that courtesy is equally going to be make us more successful, right? So I'll be one less unit trying to fight for second or third.
Yeah.
Does
What are
that?
you fighting for?
Yeah. No, it wasn't really a question. It was just kind of like a thing to be able to look out for. And
That's a good observation. All right, cool. We'll conduct more of these as we see. Was this useful?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you want to see more of these like mini trainings, like as problems are found, instead of just yelling at everybody?
That's my captain.
Yes, I think
right.
it's a lot more helpful.
Okay, easy. All right, let's get back on channel 1. Let's get some arrests.
There is an S boost right now.
Perfect.
Kind of perfect.
All right.
290.76.
You want to drive there, Peters?
Give me. We need to get the vehicle repaired. I need to like.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go get the vehicle repaired, then I'll drive.
244.
All right, easy.
Hey, firm.
Just gotta refuel.
Report.
Mechanic.